Hello, my lovely Leos, and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your 2019 reading, so we're going to look at what's coming in for you for the year of 2019. We're going to look at what each month has to offer, what it might bring you with one card for each month. I'm going to start off using the first 4 months reading with the Hermetic Tarot. I feel like I just said that backwards. I'm going to read the first 4 months using my Hermetic Tarot for you guys. Alrighty, Leos, I'm also going to go over a little bit of an astrological and empathic overview of what 2019 might have in store for you. This year, opportunity will be knocking. You guys are going to be rife with opportunities. You're going to have tons and tons of opportunities, so make sure to get enough rest. Make sure to choose the ones that you are actually passionate about, because you might be asked to do a lot of things that you, while it's exciting to do, might not be as great. Some things are not going to be as great for you as others. So anyways, we're going to have a lot of opportunity to develop our creativity no matter what form that creativity might take, okay? We're really going to be able to demonstrate the wonders that our imagination is able to come up with this year. We could also be, connecting through the arts like drama, art, music, even through children and teaching. Whatever it is, we're going to be using each and every one of our channels through which we express ourselves into the world, and we will be able to really create reason to be proud through expressing ourselves creatively this year. Okay, so have confidence in your dreams, all right? Demonstrate what you can do and learn to do what you have always wanted to do, guys. So if there's ever been anything that you've wanted to do your whole life, you haven't put in the effort of learning or really honing there, you can really put a lot of effort into that and succeed this year, doing the things that you've always wanted to do. Also, keep your, keep your cosmic antenna attuned, for your fate's feedback about what you need to cut back on and exercise restraint, okay? Because sometimes you guys can really go full one way, full force, Leo, full fire force, and sometimes we aren't looking at it from any other perspective. So, use a little bit, oh my god, I cannot English with you guys. Maybe we're so fiery and jacked up this year that we are having a hard time communicating, and maybe that's what we need to exercise restraint in, is how we are communicating towards others. Okay, so particularly again, and also the work and the health sectors, because we don't want to work ourselves to death this year. We might have to we might end up putting our body under a lot of strain, and we need to pull back a little bit, and otherwise we will have resultant health problems. All right, so parent yourself maturely in that kind of manner. Please accept your limitations as well, and don't try to force yourself to get through a lot of things that if you don't have the energy for, you can't do. Accept your limitations, make adjustments so that you may have more time to really do what you love and what brings you a lot of pleasure within your life as well, okay? Your talents are going to gain probably a lot of recognition to people who are going to want to reward you by giving you even more responsibility and more recognition, which is amazing and wonderful. But also you guys are going to need to think carefully again that you need to keep in mind of your work and life balance, because you can't work yourself to death. You need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to be a human being. Okay, guys, sovereignty is really your cosmic aim this year, and it really carries lessons of choice and regulation. We can choose nature and the amount of responsibility you will carry, okay? You might have a lot of inner struggle in this kind of aspect here, but remember that true freedom is really the freedom to choose the responsibilities that will define you, okay? You do have a choice this year, no matter what you're being presented with, and what you feel like you don't have a choice in. You do have a choice. Don't work yourself to death. Don't believe that continuing to drive yourself into the ground for success is the only way to do it. You can also gain success by not killing yourself. Okay, all right. Let's see what January 2019 has in store for you. We start pulling out the cards here, and remember, Leos, this reading will not resonate with every single one of you. It's a very general reading. It's only one card per month of the year. 2019, January 2019 for my Leos. What will be coming in January 2019 for my Leos? What do they need to know? Angels and archangels, universal spirit, Mother Earth. Thank you for connecting. Any messages for the specific Leos that need to hear these messages for January 2019? So bring in. We get the Queen of Swords. So there's really an air of decisiveness, decision, sticking by our decisions. Either that, or we might have, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini at the forefront of our minds right now. They could be helping us or cut things out in our life, or really giving us clarity. There's also an energy of withholding within the Queen of Swords. Like, she's very great at, you know, making decisions when she finally is able to do so, but sometimes it's hard for her to discern and make that judgment, make that balance officially for a while. So sometimes she sits, withholds the information, and really thinks about the decision before she is able to make it. She wants to make a balanced decision, so January could be a lot about balancing, about deciding what stays, what goes, what kind of behaviors we might need to cut out. February 2019. For my Leos, February 2019 for my Leos, what do they need to know? We get the 10 of Pentacles, so we have a lot of abundance coming in, guys. Again, a lot of success, a lot of opportunities are going to be coming in within 2019. Dropped too many cards there, sorry. March 2019 for my Leos. What does it bring in? Okay, what do I see coming in March 2019? We get the Last Judgment. Ooh, bring out your dead. All right, and then let's see what comes in for April 2019 for my Leos. What will April 2019 bring in for my Leos? We get the King of Pentacles. So that's really, really beautiful energy as well. And that's also Taurian energy. Sorry, cats. I have to come and sit on this whenever I'm not here, so there's always this cat hair. But yes, we get the King of Pentacles. We also have Taurus coming back into Uranus for the next 7 years in March. So we could be really feeling that Taurus and Uranus energy, which is very transformational on the, you know, the Taurus, you know, the very earthy, rooted aspects of our lives here, our home, our family, you know, how we root ourselves within money, within career, relationships. You know, we're going to be experiencing a lot of changes in those aspects of our lives over, you know, not just this year, but the next 7 years. It's going to be different for Leos. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not going to know all the very intense specifics of that, but I would like to look into that once Taurus goes into Uranus, comes back into Uranus in March, and I will have a video talking about that for all the signs, because it is a very, very important astrological, you know, event that will be happening over the next 7 years and changing everyone's lives. So I will not, you know, once we get around to the March time, I will be talking about that more. But the Queen of Swords here in the very beginning of the year. So we're starting off with that decisiveness. We're starting off making decisions, like, and also sticking to our decisions, being very concise. Like, we don't see things in gray at this time. It's going to be black or white, and if we can't decide, we're not going to say anything about it. That's the kind of energy I get for the Queen of Swords. Also, again, very, very powerful. She stands in her power, and she does not let anyone mess with her. She's very quick and confident, very graceful, very perceptive. Okay. The 10 of Pentacles for February is a lot of, there's a ton of abundance coming in. It's amazing. It's like Lord of Wealth. So we're going to be feeling hella wealthy. We're going to be feeling really abundant. We're going to be feeling amazing. I'm very proud of, you know, the abundance that we have accrued at this time. We're going to feel like we can just, you know, what do we want to do with this? Do you want to go on vacation? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? But in reality, I think that it's a lot of responsibility, a lot more financial abundance coming in. But yes, it has a lot to do with your responsibility and creative abundance as well. So we could be having a ton of a creative abundance that is able to turn into financial abundance here within the second month. And it could be making us feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more stable, a lot of happiness and support with home and family and that kind of aspect, whether you're creating it for yourself or you're experiencing that at home. The Last Judgment is... Ooh, the Spirit of the Primal Fire. That is quite the card. I mean, it is my Bring Out Your Dead card. We're having an intense change that is not just internal, but also it is, you know, encompassing the external aspects of ourselves and of our life here. The Last Judgment talks a lot about, you know, making these necessary changes to our lives so that we may really flourish, that we may leave what no longer is serving us here behind. You know, this is a final decision type of card here. So we could be making some huge decisions, some final big moves here in March. We could be saying, hey, maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to end the career path that you're on and go towards something new because you're having more success in it. You might want to tell somebody really how you feel, and it's going to change everything. Whatever this is, it's like a huge... it's once we release what needs to be released here, whatever decision needs to be made, whatever we need to move on from, let go of, once we have done that, we're having an atonement, a rejuvenation. We are experiencing, moving forward with determination and power, confidence, knowing that we are moving forward now on the best path. So this is a wonderful card to have here in March. We could be experiencing, again, as Taurus moves back into Uranus, there's a lot of that power going on here. There's a lot of what does not work, what needs to be thrown out, what needs to be changed here, what needs to be called out and reckoned, whether it's within ourselves and the way we treat ourselves in our relationships, or whether it be more external. I mean, it's going to have to do with both of it. So whether you think it's just, making external changes around the people and your job and around your home, etc., moving, it's also internal. So if you think it's just external that needs to be changed, my Leos, whenever I see the final judgment, I know that there's definitely something inside of you that needs to be reworked, changed, rehashed, looked at, and maybe you have personality traits or things that need to be let go of at this time. These need to be reckoned and dealt with. The King of Pentacles in April, and that's also as we move from Aries into Taurus, so that's no surprise that comes up there. Again, it could also be that we have an earth sign, especially in the Hermetic Tarot, the kings and queens of the decks, the signs really, really are supposed to be certain cards in this deck. So I will say, again, this is the card, I believe, actually of Gemini. I'm sorry, this is Libra. This is Libra. This one is, oh my God, why can't I just say it? Taurus. I'm like looking at it, there's a bull right there. But yes, this is all about that Taurus energy. So again, January could see a lot of Libra energy, a lot of situations with a Libra, or in April, again, we could have the King of Pentacles, which is a Taurus energy, Taurus and Uranus energy, or again, a Taurian energy within our life here that could be coming across very strongly. They could be our partner. If that's our partner, they're coming across very strongly, very receptively, very abundantly. They're helping us out. They're giving us kind of a place to really grow, and they're really almost like nourishing us in a way. It's like they're giving us some type of nourishment here when you see the King of Pentacles. It's also, again, about accruing financial abundance, which is just awesome. He's just like the king of it. He can just snap his fingers, money, baby. But that's the kind of energy that we get there. He's also a very sensual card, very sexy, sensual guy. So it could be very earthy type of nature around April time. Very, if we're in a relationship with an earth sign, it's going to be very abundant, very sensual, very beautiful, very loving, endearing, just very bountiful. It's almost like lush. I just see like lush greenery and just enjoying each other. So again, that could just be for like one Leo out there. Again, this is a very general 2019 reading, so it's not going to fit with everybody, and that's okay. If you want your own 2019 reading, you can book yours with all the information that I have right below this video in the description box. Alright, so let's see what we get now for the summer months. And I want to use my Aquarian Tarot for the summer months for you guys. So let's check out what we get for May, June, July, August. May for my Leos. May 2019 for my Leos. What will May 2019 bring for my lovely Leos? What's the energy and what does it bring in for my Leos in May 2019? And we get the Queen of Swords again. Very interesting. She's come up quite a bit actually in the 2019 readings, so I feel like that's a real air of decisiveness, an air of if we've been unhappy or been sitting on the fence about things, it does feel like we will be coming to some decisions this year. We will be making decisions, we'll be offered decisions, and we will need to be decisive. So again, in May, there is an energy of being decisive, also an air sign energy. Could be an Aquarius, could be a Gemini, or a Libra. Again, we have that Libra energy. Maybe a decision is being made about a Libra, or they're coming into our life to help us make a decision. June 2019 for my Leos. We get Death reversed. Interesting. Just as I was pulling that, I was just, for some reason, the word Scorpio was just in my mind. And I wasn't even looking at the card yet, and I was like, why am I thinking of Scorpios? It's interesting. So maybe we have a Scorpio on the mind at this time. Maybe something is unfinished with a Scorpio, or they're not showing up, and that's very prevalent in June. However, I think it's, ending something, a need to end something that needs to be ended here that we are ignoring. We're ignoring is that something is coming to its natural end there in June. So July 2019 has to offer for my Leos. What will be the focus? What will be happening coming to them in July. Oh, awesome. Five of Pentacles reversed. That one flew right out. So we are ending some sort of painful time, which seems like from May until July here. It does feel very much like some type of decision that we're sitting on the fence on. Something that needs to come to an end has not been ended over those few months. We could be coming to grips with that or learning to end it and move forward. Something that we really have not released, not let go of, whether we realize it or not, needs to end. All right, August 2019, we get, wow, Ten of Swords reversed, which I like personally. To me, that feels that there is a situation that has come to an end that has been very painful. So it does feel like the summer months here might be a little bit painful, might be difficult. We might have some trouble coming, you know, having things come to an end, or dealing with something that has come to an end that we're not ready for, or we are not willing to end here. But it is coming to a close. There's something that is coming to a close over the summer, for the better, for us, that we may move forward, connect, and really build up our you know, feelings of connectedness, feelings of abundance, feelings of, you know, being taken care of. So again, if this is a relationship situation and we've been sitting on the fence about it and we don't know why we can't get rid of this situation, it feels like we're finally ending it, at least after August. So Leos, if you guys have been in some sort of karmic relationship situation, which I can feel that there's something that is tugging at you guys, something that has been probably difficult to end, probably like you always find an excuse to bring it back in. There's always some type of excuse. There's always some reason here for you to be okay with it. And I think that whatever has been a karmic relationship for you, whatever has been difficult over the past year or more, and even maybe if you guys are just in this right now, but I feel like for some of you guys, this is a problem or a person or a situation that keeps cropping up. And every time it crops up, it kind of messes you up and it throws you for a loop here. And even for a few months here, this is like a lingering energy of a decision that we haven't really fully cut out here. We didn't really fully cut something out. It feels like in April, May here. And then that's really coming up again here a few times. You know, this is a stagnation, lethargy here. So again, if we're driving ourselves too hard this year, let me just move this a little. I realize that it's a little crooked. Again, if we've been driving ourselves too hard, we might really crash out also in June here. Because May seems like maybe if we've been deciding to, you know, put off vacation, if it could be that kind of situation where we drive ourselves, if you guys don't have a love situation or some type of karmic relationship or friendship that keeps coming back to, you know, niggle at you a little bit there, you know, at the back of your brain and tell you, hey, something's wrong here. It could again be this is the health situation coming up because we've been driving ourselves to the ground. We have not been making time for ourselves, not been making time for fun, for love, for having a good time and pleasurable activity and rest, honestly. And death is coming in and being like, oh my God, like something needs to change here. I have to rest here. I'm so exhausted. Like there's stagnation all of a sudden. There's lethargy. There's like, like a petering out. And then we get the Five of Pentacles reverse here the month after. So it does feel like whatever that feeling is, whatever... if you've been sick or if you've just been tired for like that whole month of June there, by July we're finding a way to connect again. We're finding a way to move forward. You know, we're getting over the obstacles that we had before, especially if they had to do with personal relationships too. We're really working on them. We're finding a way to work through them. We're realizing that maybe it feels like, you know, we're realizing the problems here, whether they are within ourselves or the other person. I mean, usually it's a two-way street here. So we're coming back into, you know, working out a relationship, working out a friendship, working out a situation that has been bothering us, that we have not had the energy, it feels like, to deal with, honestly, in July. Either that or, again, we're having a real turnaround over these few months here with money and abundance, and we're also feeling better. Even though it feels very exhausted, it feels like kind of we like take a little dip there for like June, July, and then in August it does feel like the period is finally ending there. Whatever this painful, exhausting period has been, this Ten of Swords here tells me that, you know, it's over. You know, we're having a period of advantage and profit all of a sudden. We're getting our power back. We're getting the energy back as we move into our birth month from July into August here. We're taking our power back. We're finding a way to communicate. We're getting the energy that we needed here all summer. So this feels really, really nice. It does feel like we are, you know, this is a period of success that we are entering, and we're leaving the Ten of Swords behind. Alright, so let's see what we get for the fall and winter months here. The fall and winter months, we're going to look at I want to look at it actually with my Bosch Tarot. Just feeling it for you guys. I'm trying to move all these decks out of here because I keep just stacking them up. Alright, let's see. For September 2019 for my Leos. September 2019 for my Leos. What's coming in for them in September 2019? What can they expect in September 2019? What is coming in for them in September 2019? We get the Eight of Pentacles. October 2019. October 2019. What do I have in store for my Leo? Do I need to know? Got October 2019. Ooh, and we get the King of Wands. November 2019. What do they need to know about November 2019? The Wheel, awesome. Alright, December 2019. How are my Leos ending the year here? How are they ending the year? Two of Swords, with a decision, or sitting on the fence here, on a decision. Maybe we're not ready to make one as the year closes. Interesting. Okay. So, these cards again have double meanings because the given meanings to them by the deck are quite different, but also equally amazing to the meanings that I kind of derive by myself and through the messages from your guides from the cards here. And with the Eight of Pentacles, I really feel like, again, we've gotten to this point where, yes, we're working very hard, but now is not the time to give up. We could feel like, oh my God, we have too much going on here. We've got so much to do. I've got this, that, and everything. Because maybe for a lot of you guys, I feel like some of us are going to be in like running our own business here. And if you guys are your own business person, you know, you're the head of a business, you're going to have a lot of responsibility, a lot of things on your plate here in September, a lot of stuff going on. You're going to feel like, how the hell am I supposed to do all this? But however, it feels like, damn, but I asked for this. You're like, but I asked for this. I wanted this. I know I wanted this. So I guess here we go. The Eight of Pentacles in the Bosch deck also is about commitment. It's about, where is it? I have to find it now. In this little booklet here. Commitment. One's own desires may become a greater load to bear than any chain. Again, whatever you have wanted, whatever you have committed yourself to, again, may feel like it is a greater load to bear than like any chain that you've ever had, than anything else. You're like, oh my God, how am I supposed to do all this? Are you serious? This is exhausting. I don't know why I wanted to do this. Why did I do this to myself? Kind of energy. However, you know, I feel like a lot of times, Leos, you guys kind of thread energy. You're able to create some amazing things. But do not, like, you know, do this at the expense of your own health. The King of Wands in October is amazing. I mean, this is you showing up in your reading here, kind of. Not as strength, but the King of Wands I often see as, you know, the fixed sign of the zodiac there. So this is Leo. You're the fixed fire sign. And you're showing up very powerfully, very strong, very passionately, really confident. You're just very successful at this time. You know, this card talks about being the master. That which teaches is more precious than that which knows. So those of you who are teachers or have something to teach to the world, you're going to have a lot to put out there around this time. You're going to be using, you're going to be giving away, I feel like, your knowledge, or not giving away, but teaching it creatively. You're going to find creative outlets in different ways to teach what you know, to really expand upon what you know as well, but to help others. And also this could be a business situation for you. You could, and if you are a teacher, if you've thought about becoming a teacher, you have something to teach the world, you know, think about that. Around October, you could be doing something in that kind of respect. The Wheel is another amazing card to get here as well, because it does talk about a change in fortune. The wheel turns and the universe is giving us something different. It also speaks of divine timing, something that has been, you know, in the works here for a while, in the ethers. It's finally coming out. It's finally being worked out of, you know, the cosmos here, because the divine timing is finally now for something to work. So if you've had a lot of, you know, ups and downs over the year, a lot of trouble, a lot of stress, I just feel like we are being presented with some amazing opportunities that are going to come in around this end of the year, and we're going to have to make some decisions here. It could be a very big decision. That's why we have the Wheel in November bringing us something amazing. It's also about, you know, in this deck it's called Wisdom is attained by not letting oneself get wrapped up in the suffering of the world. Wisdom is found in never ceasing to contemplate it. Time. So just please trust. This is kind of saying trust the universe, trust what it's giving you, trust that whatever you want will come in due time. Whatever you have worked for, it will come to you in due time. The Two of Swords here is about choices and not letting them kind of mess us up here. Not letting them, you know, take us over and take over our personalities, our egos, and who we are at this time and how we treat others. So don't let your frustrations or whatever you're going through by sitting on the fence, by, you know, being at this crossroads in your life affect other aspects here. It's called the violent one. The battle transforms us into that which we want to fight. Don't let this battle transform you into, you know, the same person that you were against. So again, if you've been like, oh, I want to make my own business because I don't want to work for the man or something like that. I don't know. You want to freelance. You want to do this. And then you realize that what you've created has put you in the same position, made you unhappy. You know, maybe you've also realized you don't like who you've become by being in charge of all this. You don't like the way you're treating people. You're like, oh, this is exactly how I didn't want to be towards other people. Or it doesn't have to be a work situation, but whatever this decision is like, it's making you kind of think about what made you who you are at this moment. You know, are you happy with who you are? Are you really making decisions that are best for you? Or are you like using, it kind of feels like you're letting whatever has been bothering you, whatever you've been through this past year, even like the culminative stress here, kind of lash out to others and, you know, allow you to become somebody that you really didn't want to be and that you are not. So just make sure of that, okay? You know, you're this guy on the horse. You're not this monster thing that's biting a sword and like ready to go swing it at somebody, okay? It's kind of a nice way to end the year, but make sure at the end of the year we're not too inflamed by everything else that's going on, you know? All right, let's get a Halloween Oracle from Stacy DeMarco here. It's a message from Spirit for the year. Some advice from Spirit for my Leos. Universal Spirit, Archangels, Angels, higher selves of my lovely Leos. What will aid them in 2019? Advice for them. What will aid them in 2019? And we get invisibility, authenticity. Amazing. Okay. If I can find it. There it goes. All right. Heart beating we sense, but do not see. They touch, we chill. They come unseen. Okay. And the concept of invisibility is a double-edged sword. Whilst it is a powerful tool to be able to gain information or to assist whilst no one sees, individuals using it are privy to information that may not be meant for them, and it may be taken out of context or unethically. It is a power of manipulation and easily abused. The idea of hiding away and not being seen is also a big part of the dark side of this concept. We are all born to shine our light out into the world and to take our roles. Hiding our talents, not expressing our true selves, stealing others' ideas or work, and being someone else rather than your authentic self are all aspects to consider should this card appear in your reading. Okay, so be your authentic self when this card shows up here. Don't forget to, you know, do things for you this year. Again, don't hide who you are. Don't hide your feelings. Don't hide your situation under, you know, whatever cloaked criticisms or anything else, you know. Realize that when you say things, if you're frustrated with a situation, it could be coming across as rude or mean. Or, you know, you're snapping at people, but you're not snapping at them for the right reasons, and it's not their fault. You know, a lot of times when we get frustrated, we can act that way, and I think that that could be a problem this year with all the stress that you're going through. So just make sure that you don't accidentally snap at the wrong people, that you don't, you know, reveal wrong sides of your feelings and who you are to others when that's really not how you're feeling towards them in the situation. You know, we need to be authentic fully all the time here, okay? Again, also, you know, don't spy on people. Don't let people spy on you, or if they are, you know, that's your information. It really does feel like, you know, there's it's a double-edged sword, invisibility, because again, we can use certain aspects, you know, use like, you know, social media to stalk people and stuff like that and get obsessed with situations, but by looking at it from that point of view, is it really helping us, or what are we really gaining from that? So if we find ourselves in situations like that, or that somebody is doing that to us, you know, there is no real gain from watching from an outside perspective if we are not being authentic and just coming forward and speaking our truths, connecting to that person, and really not using it, you know, don't use like other sources, or, you know, look at others, manipulation. You know what I'm trying to say here? It's like, don't be manipulative, okay? If you find yourself being a little bit manipulative this year, out of frustration, out of just, I don't know, whatever it is that you're going through, Leos, I'm just getting a message that some of you guys need to just watch that a little bit, because sometimes we don't realize it and we could be being manipulative, and instead of taking the blame or being authentic for a situation that might be totally surrounding us, we could end up, you know, pushing that onto others, snapping at others, and, you know, taking that out on people that don't deserve it. Okay, so don't be manipulative in that kind of aspect. If we're in the wrong, we're in the wrong. If not, we're not. But don't, you know, take it to that next level. Don't, you know, start snapping at people that don't deserve it. Again, be authentic. If whoever you're mad at or whatever situation you're mad at, you know, take another look at it. Is it within yourself, or is it really on this other random person that probably hasn't done anything to incur your wrath at this point, okay? I feel like that's a message that you guys might need to listen to a couple times over 2019, because you guys are on this up and up to success, and sometimes we just realize fire signs have a hard time being like, oh wait, I didn't even realize I was being like rude or offensive in that moment, or I didn't think anything of that. But sometimes in the path of fire, other people can get burned, and that's okay. It's your personality. It happens. I'm an Aries Taurus cusp, so I understand when that happens. Sometimes it does, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't realize I was being so awful or so mean, and I was being selfish, and it's really just not about you. I'm sorry. And sometimes that's all that needs to be said. And then we need to direct that energy and that intention, whatever we were feeling, towards the right source, or completely remove it altogether. All right, I don't know. Anyways, weird download, weird message for some for some Leo out there, okay? All right, well, have a wonderful 2019, guys. Again, if you want to book your own personal 2019 reading or any other type of tarot reading with me, all the information and services and how to book one with me is right below this video in the description box. Please do support by subscribing, by sharing. It means a lot to me, and once I get to 10,000 subscribers, I will be doing a huge giveaway, so help me get there, and then you guys might get some really great treats. All right, have a wonderful 2019, Leos. Check out your monthlies and your weeklies for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and especially your 2019s for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It'll give you a much better view on what the year has in store for you. Okay, thank you, guys.